Hey guys, back again, trying to keep the daily thing going. My head's getting blocked off. Okay, that's better. So sorry, I have a bit of a runny nose. It's getting cold here, if you can't tell from me in my nightgown, and I'm actually sitting under my kotatsu at the moment. So, yeah, it's starting to get cold here, the middle of October. It was about 11 degrees today when I was coming home from school. So, excuse me, you're gonna have to put up with that. Anyway, so tonight is Tuesday night, and usually it's when I go to Japanese class and study. I've stopped going to Japanese class and I'm going to pursue independent study on my own. So tonight I thought before I actually start studying, procrastinate a little bit more, I would do a video on studying. Now just a little clause, I suppose, to everyone that's watching this. I'm not the best of studiers. I am not the smartest person in the world. I don't know anything really about studying Japanese, so I don't know if you should listen to me. I'm just recording this for my own benefit, and maybe you will get some benefit out of it. I might have some resources that you'd like to look into. I don't know. First, I thought I would start off with a little bit of a general history about my Japanese study. I became interested in Japanese in high school. I started learning it in year 7. And I studied it all the way through to year 12, doing continuous Japanese for my HSC, scoring an okay generous mark. I then went on to study Japanese in my first year of university, studying a Bachelor of Languages, which I didn't want to do, but I had to in order to push myself into a Bachelor of Education later on down the track. So in my first year of Japanese study, which was actually the second year course because I'd had background in Japanese before, I actually failed the second semester of the course, so yeah, not too good. Anyway, how long? Maybe 5 years down the track, I came back to Japan and I had fundamental knowledge of Japanese. I could read hiragana, katakana. I could say simple things in Japanese. I could read a few kanji, simple kanji, and I could get by okay. But I still relied on a lot of people to get me through the first couple of months in Japan. And I also got through school just by saying yes and no and thank you, basically, in Japanese. And then within a month or 2 months of coming here, I enrolled in a Japanese conversation class, which is held here in Hachinohe. It's a pretty big thing here. There are 5 classes from beginners up. And it's run by a group of ladies who come every Tuesday night and teach us Japanese for 2 hours. Very nice ladies. I'm actually missing them a lot now that I'm not going to class. But the thing was with these classes, it was all fine last year and it was great and I really enjoyed going. The classes essentially were you'd learn a concept or a phrase or some sort of grammar point, and then you would use it in conversation and you would talk and do different scenarios and stuff. It was really good. This year though, I moved from class 2 up to class 3, and the problem was with that was they didn't go back to the beginning of the textbook for class 3. They just continued on with where they left off last year. So essentially I had missed a whole year and a bit from the second class in knowledge. So I was really far behind and I wasn't getting it, and it was just confusing me. So I decided to leave the class and do my own independent study outside of class. I'm choosing to do 2 hours every Tuesday night because that's what I was doing at conversation class. Japanese study isn't a huge deal for me. I can get by in Japan now okay. I can do most things that I need to do anyway. And I'm not living here for the rest of my life, so I'm not planning to study a heap in order to live and function here. I'm just wanting to do a little bit to get by and to make it a little bit easier for me in the next couple of months that I'm here. So I thought I would first talk about study in general, what's available, and then go on to what I'm doing to study. So, like I said, there are Japanese classes that are run by other people, where everyone can get together. Here in Hachinohe, we have foreigners in Misao, which is about an hour away, and then we have a fair base of foreigners here in Hachinohe and the outskirts. not just on Jet, but also in like foreigners from anywhere. So there's a few Chinese, Koreans, Nepalese, Indians. There's like a huge base of foreigners here. So everyone comes and we have a good time. Like I said, there are the foreigners from the American air base up in Misawa that come down. There's quite a few of them. So yeah, you can go to a Japanese class, which is officially held like on a weekly basis. Or you can seek out a Japanese conversation private instructor. These are good. There are a few here in Hachinohe. I haven't sought one out because I just don't really want to. I know a few people that use them here and they actually get a lot out of it, which is great. And I actually saw one girl last year that was here. Her Japanese just skyrocketed using a private tutor, which is great. It's fine. I'm not that into studying, so I don't really care. What else is there? You can study online. There are courses online. I don't know them, but I know my friend Kendall, she does, I think I heard her talking about it anyway, some online thing where you can compose stuff in Japanese, send it away, and a Japanese person will actually mark it and assess it and send it back to you with corrections, which is really cool. Of course, there's online Japanese learning things and vocabulary lists and whatnot. There are also iPhone apps. I use some of them. There's a JLPT, which is a Japanese Learning Proficiency Test. They actually have an app where you can study vocabulary and kanji and whatnot, which is really good. And there's, yeah. So I'm going to talk about my study now because I've totally forgotten everything else I was going to say. So the books that they use in Japanese language conversation classes is called Mina no Nihongo. And I really didn't like the way it was set out. The books were all, there was a Japanese book and then an English translation and blah, 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 blah. So I never bought them. But then I saw these books and I really liked them. The first ones I bought was just simply the straight kanji book where I could practice my kanji and do that, which was really good and I love it. And I don't have it here at the moment. It's at the office, so sorry. But then these ones, I bought these. I don't know where you can see these. Genki. This is Genki Book 1 and Genki Book 2. Actually, these are the picture cards. Sorry. Not very helpful. Let me get the actual textbooks for you. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. So green and orange is what you would want to look at. Green is second, orange is first. These books are really great. They work on a lesson basis. And so they go through with a dialogue and translation on the opposite page. And then they go through with vocabulary and grammar. And then they go through the grammar points here, which is what I like to study, the grammar points and whatnot. Book 1 was fairly easy for me because of my Japanese study. So I didn't actually do it. I just skimmed through it and was like, yeah, done. But then now I'm actually moving on to Book 2 and going to study that. They also come with these really great workbooks, which I've bought, that you can actually do the work in. Obviously, it's a workbook. They also come with CDs for listening. And like I showed you the other book, are picture card books. So if you're teaching Japanese in any time soon, there's the picture cards, which come on a CD that you can print out to use. I don't know why I bought these. I am like a hoarder of things and I like to buy books and such for when I'm studying. Last thing quickly, because I only have 30 seconds left. Kanji cards by Rabbit Press. White Rabbit Press, sorry. Oops, got it wrong. These are great little beauties. I love them. I don't use them much anymore. I just don't have the time for them. But they have the kanji on the front, and then all the different compounds of the kanji here. Stroke order down the bottom. On the back it has the English, the pronunciation, and all the vocab down the bottom in English translation. Great. Mine are all mixed up. I've got box 2, box 1, and that's it. I've gone over 10 minutes already, and YouTube's going to kick me off. So, I'm going to go and study now for 2 hours. Hopefully I'll learn something. What the hell, I've already gone over 10 minutes, so I might as well do a little bit more, eh? This is my book. My Japanese study book. I like to have colour. It's got to be colourful, otherwise I don't learn. I am a very visual learner. So as you can see, I set it out like a old school textbook, like I used to do in high school. But yeah, that's just how I study. Yeah, other than for that, if you have any questions about study or want to know about different, like any of the resources I showed you here, the Genki textbooks or the White Rabbit Press kanji cards, or the iPad apps. I actually have a few iPad apps. I mentioned the JLPT one, and there's also Anki. I haven't got that one, but my friend Paul swears by it. So if you're wanting to know about that, message me down below. Talk to me. I want to hear from you. I know not many people watch me, and I don't have a huge subscription base. I don't care. I'm doing this mainly for myself. But if you're watching and you want to know things, down below. Okay, that's it, guys. Have a good night. Enjoy the studying. I know I won't. Bye.